is a document that was sent from the Flagstaff House, Office of the President, OOP, to the Public Procurement Officer, na ABAJ Eda Ano. 2018, and the presidency wrote to the PPA to grant them that permission to get access to some funds, to get access to some documents, and I said, access to some funds to build Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's cathedral. There was a year pa made the wedding, it was statement. There was a back and forth letter between the presidency and the Public Procurement Authority. Recently, near Tiha and the same way. We all saw these things flying on our screens. National Cathedral, David Ajayi paid 32 million Ghana cedis in 2021 for consultancy services. Mo amutiem no yesi in 2021. National Cathedral we no David Ajayi or architect no Ghana buying from the office of the president no finance minister ye yisika 32 million Ghana cedis for his services. And yet the construction of the cathedral consultancy services. Yekasa consultancy services are there. Adikudienti ame 32 million Emma David Ajayi no and say ye ka say ye per companies are omo experience are omo ebe to me abesi cathedral no omo knowledge omo adwene ye disi cathedral inti aban efred David Ajayi ka chen say David Ajayi, you are a consultant was adio because ye nimu why sisi cathedrals be we ase we sisi bu America ye pese wo no ubetena ano na wo hwehwe company a sebio omo that experience that expertise a omo betumi si cathedral a ebi nsi we ase da. Now David Ajayi na nkasa so na the companies are obeveti omo e the cathedral na shop nsa so bunsi. God being so good, David Ajayi na yetua na 32 million Ghana cedis no say onfanya sa consultancy job no and select company bi maye na company ni basic cathedral no David Ajayi na company and sa wini sa bid no inti ono atna so eveti companies and na ono anso a company e wini ye inti we na wu no atchire no inti yetua 32 million Ghana cedis ama David Ajayi ema aya consultant asay you ono one company a eba basic cathedral no mema renfi. Yes, sir. These are some of the things we had. Only a small portion of annual expenditure has been spent on National Cathedral. And yet the finance minister Bekachere say, "Yene yesika yetwa yejeno kakrebi ni ye frima yede edit AC Cathedral no." Or somebody says from the beginning, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and MPP aban we kachere say, a bone Akufo-Addo share on the Nyankopon no wa nhye Nyankopon bo se or the Ghana for etwo ye taxes and the ebetua eye cathedral no na eye onoa and na oni the Christophobi ebe pesika esi cathedral no. And so when the finance minister catch the Ghana for nyina say or say eye cathedral no ye ne taxes na ye gene ebitua adwasafo ka ewa brochira odi atem no eno ene yi kakra bi ene ye di si National Cathedral no. Wo ye Ghana ni wo ye badwemba wo ye Christo ni tsemia asema me no bekan dwene ho ye. Yesa ehu sansem we bi ewo eye efri aban ho. National Cathedral will cost $100 million. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ene eye MPP aban we be si so no omo ka kire e na obia can be from their communicators to every single individual in the MPP. Omo ka kire say cathedral na Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ABC no ebe cost no $100 million. Adikodienti ameka say ebe cost no $100 million because yene Ghana for yemfa yen sanche krata biase enka say yesi cathedral. It is him and his colleagues, his pastor colleagues who want to go generate their own money and do what? And pay for the cathedral. Into the first time, Ramkacha said this cathedral will cost us $100 million. Let's move forward. Yes, in some say National Cathedral to cost about $200 million. Dinka Bekachere say ebe cost $100 million. And Secretariat no esa Bekachere in 2021 say now a $300 million ako $200 million. Remember, se ube si daya unim edan do abeso si. If you want to build 4-bedroom house, obeso si endankra enaya unim blocks do mason ni begina obeka kire sebi o yemference yebeto nyoma me yebeti nyoma so inti wo to cement 10 bags mason ni to make just to cement 3 bags kan ho plus 1 minus 1 and there one say cathedral e ka say yebesi $100 million no cathedral na ajampe abedu $200 million e de na esi e ye nyoma ya tutuma kodu point bi a yesade 1,000% and 100% aka cathedral ni sika ho. As we speak now, the cathedral is going to cost $200 million. Ensiwa yasa ate eye asemfoforo efri eye aban we ho. 350 million needed to complete National Cathedral. A Secretariat explains. Secretariat we are omobeka kire say 100 million in the first place. And you for that second one year 200 million. Every Christopher Secretariat we are say contact a year creme de la creme experts, people who are good in building. Omobeka say 200 million. And they about 2022 2021 almost beka kire say cathedral no cost 200 million. Na cathedral no cost $350 million. It's the cathedral no the amount you best spend this cathedral no a project cost from 100 all the way to $350 million. But as we sit here, Obia Mekanche say some modifications have been made. Ebia cathedral no yesi baako aka ho, and I say yesi half aka ho, and I say ye bibia aka ho ama price no e blotisa because it will only take maybe some extra work be a bigger than a cathedral and a bit to be bloated scanner to $350 million. Because if you brought in experts who know how much will be spending on this cathedral, I don't think it should jump that high to $350 million. Now, all these things we had it. And at the end of the day, the question you'll be asking is National Cathedral no a wine dear. National Cathedral no e Ghana for ni etua. National Cathedral no e Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo na akopesika bi tua anase o de abeto yenim na ofa chire ewie sika efri ho. Let's go straight to the documents and let me prove something to you. Now, you see this. This is a letter from the President's office to the Public Procurement Authority. This letter was written on the 10th of December 2018. Now, Makara said, pay rapt attention to the wording. It's very, very important. The wording is very important. Now, this is the letter that the presidency, the Jubilee House, signed by the Chief of Staff, wrote to the Public Procurement Authority. If the Public Procurement Authority are saying they don't have this letter in their possession, they should come out tomorrow and let the world know. Now, let's read the letter. Menya botre akan ni achechim emagana nibia atenhuase. Mutie me on this platform, please ignore whoever is on this platform trying to distract you. Watch me. Forget about the comments. Watch and listen. That's the most important thing. MPP for one kwasi afori bia be go no more distract mo. Don't listen. Don't be reading. Just listen to what I'm saying. Ganania Osheme, it's very important. Now I'll say, request for approval to use single source for the appointment of a consulting firm. Omo Chirokoma PPA say, Omo pe approval say, the Jubilee House wants to use a consulting firm to do a job. Check the wording very well. Now, what does the letter say? This office of the president is seeking reference number. Let me go to the reference number. It's very, very important. And the letter was received on the 11th of December 2018. PPA. And the reference number is SCRDA 415/427/0. This office of the president is seeking the approval of the Public Procurement Authority, PPA, under Section 725A of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663, as amended by Act 914, to use single source to appoint Sir David Ajayi and Associates Limited as design team for the construction of the National Cathedral, National Christian Cathedral. Now, President Office at Chakoma PPA say, almost omope say PPA eyi puma kwemu na omo appointi eye Sir David Ajayi and Associate omo company no say President in the Jubilee House adwene was omo nkwa na omo gitum say omo betumi abedi adwuma. There will be the what design team for the construction. Omo and construct it, National Cathedral no. They would design the National Cathedral. Intimino ka say ye company after a man David Ajayi and Associate 32 million say omo company no you on one company no right now no aban Jubilee House trama PPA say omo mo kwan no mo use David J na onye design na de besi National Cathedral no ho adwuma into the kind first one no as no. Now let's move forward. He goes on to say this. The National Christian Cathedral, or said the National Christian Cathedral, but Matthias says cathedral in Ghana for Nadia. But when they were writing to PPA, they were very specific. The wording is very important. I said the National Christian Cathedral. As they almost say, oh, cathedral in Ghana for dia Muslim for betumaba, akonfo betumaba, yenina ni esi cathedral. I said the National Christian Cathedral, and the wording is very important. Now, the National Christian Cathedral is a partnership between the state and the Christian community. Also, National Christian Cathedral no, in Kabum, partnership, Christian community no, any Ghana buying and waka omutri abon. The state is facilitating the process by providing the land, the secretariat, and seed money for the preparatory phase. Almost say Ghana buying no, and omoma asase no ena omo aso ena edi seed money sika de to ase no ento ase sika no Ghana ban omo ma sika ena omo sa ema asase ena omo sa bia bibia for secretariat de astarte dwumadie. He goes on to say this. The main funding for the project will be through fundraising by the Christian community both home and abroad, relieving any undue financial burden on the state. I must say, sika edebe sa cathedral we ni ebebo ho bra ni nyina no sika nye aban ne betua na mmom no ankura Christopher a mo fie eni abrochire sika a mo begege enom de besi but so tia say all start no say National Cathedral no aban no ena beto ase sika ama aban na sa ama asase ena aban ne be se tua den secretariat bika. Now, or say National Cathedral ne de omon pese omode how kese beto aban so nti enya dia Ghana aban ne betua ho ka na Christopher individuals omo wiase efie any away and that's abroad and betua National Cathedral we ho eka. Now he goes on to say this, where a letter we free Ekufuado office Chief of Staff signed to PPA. That time na ABAJ was the boss of PPA 2018. I'll say this partnership framework between states and the Christian community will be a practical expression of the social partnership envisaged to foster participatory development of country as a collective goal. I'll say Sajumadi we know Jumedia a Christopher Omuhuni say and I say ono presidency any Christopher who say a Jumedia and I say a Namobi on Besobutu na a year or minor ye Kenya bomb na ye to upon wa ebetumi atigane nim ama ye nyina ebe hu se ye bedru empempenso bia ede empuntio ene kroye ebeba nti o che PPA for say cathedral no de ede eye nkabom ene Ghana for free afane ne bebia be hia ama yetumpon abom. So it's a symbol of unity that will bring every Ghanaian together. Now go on paragraph 3. The cathedral will house impressive chapels and baptistry, 5,000 seat main auditorium that is expandable to 15,000 for national events and celebration. I must say, cathedral no, cathedral ebefa nipa impim num 5,000. Na eno no kra no ombetuma se biem amana fa nipa impim du 9. 15,000. Send ebeya celebration any event ebekokoso no ye betumi akoye no national cathedral ho. The presidency SR say it will include, among other things, a grand central hall, a music school, and will house Africa's first Bible museum and documentation center. In addition, there will be a provision for a national park. Inti omoche PPA this adequenti among grante mumbiam muyipumakwem na David Ajay moment chance na ombeye the person to design this cathedral and say ye park wom national park bebem omobeye bibi to say Bible museum omobeye bibi to say a school music school and nyoma ni nyina beba cathedral nim. Now, the 4th paragraph, which is the last one, I'll say The legacy of the cathedral project is immense and requires a design team with varied architectural and design experience that fit into the there's something here we just covered. Intentions of putting up an impressive national edifice, said David Ajay Associates, with their vast experience and achievement in the field of architecture have been identified by the office as the design team to manage the preparatory phase of the project and subsequently supervision of the construction. Almost say cathedral no e ade bi ehia pa ekufu ado na etro we akoma PPA nti omde omodi to form no omo hu say say David Ajay any the company ni omo ni nkofo bi a omo say omo was high experience na omo betumi a design company no na omo make sure say subsequent no omo supervise construction no into one there is design and two there is construction, supervision of construction. Now, some person are confused. Me started. Me catch you say there was a document out there. You David Ajay. We are so 32 million Ghana citizens. Say on fanya den. On fan verti companies. Or verti companies ni we are. You know ni etia na saka no. Or ye company ni we are. Na sa company no so. You etia ne car. Or the babe den. Or the babe design a yet National Cathedral no. And sana supervision into three things. David Ajay had to do what? He was a consultant to select a company that would design. It's a 32 million Ghana cedis. And or design we no on one company the winning here. And yes, I chose on one company no so say about Jiska. Now what draw we are no as supervise near contract construction. Now it goes on to say this. The total budget for the assignment is $23,750,000. They are talking about $23 million payable in Ghana cedis, equivalent at the prevailing Bank of Ghana forex rate at the time of payment. Now, the fee accounts for 12.5% of the estimated total construction cost of $190 million. Now, this particular place is very, very important. Now, what can I say? The total budget for the assignment is $23.7 million. Now, this $23.7 million is being paid to David Ajay's company for design and supervision. Also, Tia said David Ajay's company has already taken 32 million Ghana cedis for being a consultancy firm to elect a company to go and do a design and finish with the construction. Now, I'm gonna say David Ajay, after taking the $32 million cedis, his company now won to design the cathedral. No? He is going to be paid $23.7 million. Now, sir, $23.7 million. Free a year $190 million from start to finish. No, yedi basic cathedral. And before they were writing to the Public Procurement Authority, now our budget said the cathedral is going to cost $190 million. But before that, 2018, they were telling us that the cathedral will cost $100 million, $200 million. But when they were writing from the Jubilee House to the PPA, almost David Ajay, almost $23.7 million out of the $190 million. Remember, David Ajay's company has taken 32 million Ghana cedis for just consultancy services. Now, the government is saying we should pay David Ajay $23 million. And just see this, $1 million out of the $190 million we know is going to be the whole money to finish constructing this cathedral. Now, it goes on to say this. Appendix B and C provides the fee breakdown for your consideration. Now, the fee covers preparatory works for up to the construction handover. The anticipated construction period is between 24 months, 2 years. Attached as Appendix D is the company registration profile. Now, also attached as Appendix E are the profiles of the 3 key personnel of the design team and a selected profile of part of the delivery team. Appendix F provides example of some groundbreaking designs and completed designs and construction projects under said David Ajay's trademark, counting on your usual a year cooperation. From what I am reading to you, this letter is from the Jubilee House. It was signed by Honorable Akosua Freeman Opare, Chief of Staff, the Chief Executive, Public Procurement Authority, CC, the Director, F&A, Office of the President. Now, so this stage, what we know from the letter from the presidency is clear. David J company was contracted to be a consultancy firm to elect a company that will design the cathedral to help supervise for construction. David J we 32 million Ghana and I say for just the design PPA $23 million. $23.7 million to come and design and supervise the construction. Remember, our letter we say we will need $190 million to finish this whole project, meaning $23.7 million but free $190 million. So Ekufuado sent this letter to PPA to approve. Now, the National Cathedral, at the end of the day, is not a government policy. And then also the two team. National Cathedral, the only time PPA comes into issues like this to sign and allow, and say, because we are going to use the taxpayers' money. And no one a PPA BIM. The only time you see the Public Procurement Authority signing something to say Ajiatum budget ne, it means it's a Sikana Majiatum no a accountant general and a finance minister. So in the first place, why is the president or the presidency writing to PPA when the project is an individually or somebody's personal project, not funded by the government? Why is the presidency writing to PPA to approve? Why is the government now forcing PPA to approve an amount which at the end of the day, the PPA is approving on behalf of the taxpayer? So technically, the government or the presidency is telling PPA to approve this amount for us to pay David Ajay, $23 million. Now, PPA responded to this letter. This is the response from the PPA, which was led by ABAJ. Public Procurement Authority, private mailbag, blah, 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 blah. And you can see they replied this letter on the 17th of December. Remember, the presidency wrote them on the 10th. It was delivered on the 11th. The PPA led by ABAJ, they are doing what? They are responding to this on the 17th. That's after 4 days or 5 days. This is what they said. Request for approval to use single source for the appointment of a consulting firm. And then also the Tutrimo, for the appointment of a consulting firm, it is not the construction of the cathedral. This particular money you are talking about, 23.7 million, is just for the consultancy firm to draw the designs. So you need to draw that line. Now, what does Public Procurement Authority say? We make reference to your letter number CSCR DA415/427 blah 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 dated 10th of December 2018 on the above subject. At the board technical meeting, committee meeting number 20020/2018 held on Thursday 13th December 2018, the board granted approval to Office of the President, that is OOP, in accordance with Section 72(5)(b) of Act 663 as amended, to engage Sir David Ajay and Associates as lead consultant construction and supervision for the construction of the National Cathedral, Christian Cathedral, at a total cost of 23.750 million. After David Ajay Muji 32 million Ghana cedis for just getting their own company winning their bid, they are paying him for design and supervision $23 million. out of the $190 million. Now, it goes on to say, OOP, that is Office of the President, is however requested to negotiate for a 10% trade discount on the contract sum prior to the award of contract. The approval contract sum, therefore, 21.375 million. So, PPA, so catch them say, the presidency should go and fight for some discount, 10% discount. If the 10% discount applies, the final figure they will be paying David Ajay, and 23 million, it will be $21.3 million. Now, the question is, this document can only be effective, and the first one can only be effective if the presidency had actually gone back to do this. Now, there's no letter showing that the presidency actually negotiated a discount of 10%. And as we speak, all these documents, if anybody say they are legit documents, for us to pay this money, that person is a criminal. Because the procedure is simple. The PPA said, go out there, Office of the President, go and negotiate for a 10% discount, trade discount. Meaning, almost monko, go and do this. Oba, and you bet you might finalize it. Aka say yes, $21.3 million at Bemano. There wasn't any interaction again. There's no letter there showing say the presidency followed the process. Now you have to understand, so when it comes to contracts, documents, especially with the PPA or the Public Procurement Authority, documentations, the procedure should be very, very much followed. The moment you breach one part of the process, the whole process becomes a sham. And he is not worried because he did not breach any procurement law because he did not even go through procurement. The facts say, you are occupying a government office, and the rules states it clearly that every single thing you do when it comes to money, it needs to go through procurement. The moment you ignore that process, you have breached the law. That is why we say procurement breach. It's not about you going through or not. It's about you neglecting what you need to do. You neglecting your core responsibility as the lead of an organization, a government institution. So for Paul to say, he doesn't have a problem because he did not even go through the process. You are in a public office. When you take a dime and you don't go through the process, you have breached the law. And the Paul Adumotre has breached the procurement law. But I wanted to educate him on that particular one. Now with this one, we need to understand that the bottom line is simple. And the bottom line is that the presidency, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has sent a letter called PPA 2018. Say, after paying 32 million Ghana cedis to David Ajay for being a consultant, to try and get a better company to come supervise, design, and build the cathedral. They are now going to pay David Ajay $23 million. Sorry. Now the question you ask yourself, where is this money going to come from? And in the first place, what has procurement authority got to do with this? What has the Public Procurement Authority? If this letter was about what we call the land, which belongs to the people, I would have understood. Because you are saying you are giving a land to government land for some job to be done on. So maybe this is how much it's worth. That one I will understand. But this is not a land. You are talking about services. You are talking about somebody rendering a service and going through Public Procurement Authority. So is the project a government project or an individually financed project? And that is the distinction we want to know. So from day one, these people have used government money. We are talking about $23 million. $190 million. And you see, Ghana for the fact is, Obi and Obi, last Mekachi say first, I'll just give you people everything. I want a response from the presidency. I want a response from the PPA because there are some documents I'm keeping because I know somebody will blow up. So the bottom line here is the government of Ghana, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has used your money This cathedral, all the things they were saying, said they were getting money from some individuals and donors, they are lying. They are paying $23 million from your money given to David Ajayi. 25 million Ghana cedis recently. We are talking about 32 million Ghana cedis for consultancy. We are looking at $190 million. Boga, if you are in Ghana today and you are not mad, you are not crazy, you are not pissed enough, then without due respect, you don't deserve to be there. This cathedral was built on lies. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his Achim Sakawa, they are laundering money and using this cathedral to launder money. They are stealing through the cathedral. So, I'll give you this today. I'm not too well. The team, we are saving the rest of the documents. And there's a specific reason why we are doing this. We are doing this because we want Ghanaians to understand that where we've gotten to is not a stage whereby we have to all sit back and watch these criminals use religion, cathedral, to destroy us.